helping starving Africans, helping poor Africans. Are we so bad that we are the poster children of every campaign you guys want to fund? We're not here to make you feel good about yourselves.
These children are facing death right now. But with your support and just 50 cents a day, we can save them.
Do you define helping as helping people do their own thing and find their own feet, or helping people be entirely dependent on you and what you want?
What's coming in African countries is aid and foreign debt. That is owed by the people of Africa, who are going to be paying that for over the next generations. But what goes out as capital flight is private assets. That belongs to private individuals who are the owners of the money that's being smuggled. No. Africa is not a net borrower to the rest of the world. It's a net creditor to the rest of the world, in the sense that Africa has been lending to the rest of the world. Who would believe that? These are the facts.
Fundamentally, I don't think Africa needs more aid. I think it needs less aid. It needs governments to be made accountable to the domestic citizenry and not accountable to donors. Africans stand in the hot African sun to elect their leaders, and it's those leaders who are charged with the responsibility of delivering social services and being accountable to their people. There clearly was a vacuum that has allowed the celebrity culture to seep in, but it would seem to me that no society would appreciate their whole policy and the future of their children to be dependent on celebrities that actually don't live in these contexts.
2 pills a day is what it takes to stay alive if you're HIV positive. Those pills cost about 40 cents a day.
Lunch bag.
Wouldn't you like to do something good? Just by shopping, I'd wager you would. Shop red, save lives.
There is growing recognition that until Africans themselves are able to curb abuses of power, Africa will not have the peace and stability required to end poverty and to find its rightful place in a globalizing world. It is important to note that even if we could terminate all forms of tyranny everywhere, we would have to be aware that true democracy cannot be imposed nor transplanted. It must be homegrown and a product of consensus and inclusivity within any given country.
We don't need to look far. You can take a case of recent cases of Libya. Part of it was created from within on its own. Other things happened from outside, and they went to Libya and bombed the hair out of everybody in Libya and ended up with Gaddafi dying. The question is, what is happening in Libya now? People who wanted to create a different situation, maybe a better situation, maybe create some democracy in Libya, where are they and what do we have?
Let me make this crystal clear to you. I am not saying that African leaders should get away with the abuse of human rights. What I am saying is African problems need African solutions. These people are from the colonial era. They had to fight for independence. But here's the problem. They do not know the difference between fighting the colonial master and destructing the country. They approach governance in a struggle mentality, and then they impose struggle policies. But who are you really struggling against now? You're struggling against your own people. These leaders become a victim of their own fame and success.